After months of winter storms in the UK, I was desperate for some better weather. And looking on Skyscanner, I saw that Tenerife was reasonably priced for that time of year. Flying in, there was an amazing view of the huge Mount Teide volcano, more of that later, and soon I was hopping on a bus to the north of the island. I would spend most of my time along the coast of the island, and would see beautiful black sand beaches, the yellow sand beach with sand shipped from the Sahara, and impressive cliffs along the shoreline. Surfers enjoyed the heavy seas along the north of the island, and I would see pretty fishing villages perched on the hills next to the beaches. Tenerife would surprise me again and again, finding many beautiful places to see, not at all like its British reputation. I bought a week's bus pass on the Titsa local buses, and this allowed me to jump on and off buses, finding my way around the island with the help of Google Maps. My first stop was Santa Cruz, the capital of the island. Situated on the coast, Santa Cruz is a port city, and the shore was lined with cruise ships and out at sea many tankers. Beyond that, the beautiful blue Atlantic Ocean stretched away towards Gran Canaria. The town has many attractions, and I spent 3 days exploring its architecture, art galleries and outdoor spaces. By the coast was the interesting-looking Opera House, the Palmerton Garden of Palms from around the world, and behind the city the fantastic volcanic Anaga Mountains. Santa Cruz was a great first stop, and I really enjoyed looking around it. A 20-minute bus ride from the city is the beach of La Terisitas. Unlike the rest of the island, the beach here is made of yellow sand. The sand was shipped from the Sahara and is held in by a lagoon to prevent it all being washed away. So while Santa Cruz itself doesn't have a beach, La Terisitas more than makes up for this. Palms line the end of the beach, giving it a tropical feel, and at the far end of it, volcanic cliffs stretch off into the distance. There are a number of beach bars where you can get a drink and some food such as tortilla, and chill for a while out of the sun. You can walk out on the lagoon wall and see Mount Teide in the far distance on a clear day. The sea is beautiful and many fishing boats bob in the waves along the shore. At the end of the beach nearest Santa Cruz, a multicoloured bridge takes you across to the fishing village of San Andreas. Brightly coloured houses climb the cliffside, and it makes for some great photos. Catching the bus again, I next headed to Puerto de la Cruz on the north coast of the island. The beaches here are black sand, and while I was there the seas were big. Red flags were out the whole time and no one attempted to swim. I had stopped off at the second city of La Laguna, and this made an interesting break to the journey, with the old town well worth a look around. But in Puerto de la Cruz I was quite happy to watch the waves pounding in. There are 3 black sand beaches to the west of the town: Playa del Castillo, Playa Chica, Playa Maria Jimenez. Beyond them is the headland of Punta Brava, then the cliffs of the north coast of the island. Punta Brava is an old fishing hamlet and is good for a wander around the village's old streets. The waves were even bigger, hitting the end of the rocky outcrop. Looking across the street from Playa del Castillo is a beautiful view, and people gathered to watch the sun go down over the promontory. People were enjoying playing around in the waves, though they didn't attempt to swim in these conditions. The town centre has high sea walls that the waves were breaking over, a small fort and harbour. Big waves muscled into the black volcanic rocks, and much of the ocean was whitewater along the seafront. The town was Tenerife's first tourist resort, and one of the first in the world, with tourists coming for the benefit of its good weather as far back as the 19th century. Its visitors have an international flavour, with people coming from all over Europe, and I was often spoken to in German by visitors from Germany, with whom it seems very popular. The town is built on a hill, and a good tip was to catch a bus up the hill, then walk back down to the coast. Towards the top of the town is a beautiful botanical garden, and at its centre a huge South American tree with very impressive intertwining trunks. Walking down from the botanical gardens, you reach a viewpoint called Mirador La Paz, which looks across onto the Playa del Martinez below. It's a fantastic view, and you can rest here at one of the restaurants overlooking the town's eastern beaches below. From there you can walk down to the beaches and watch surfers from a surf school learning on the more protected break. Beachgoers line the promenade and enjoy the beach in the good weather, and some will have a paddle along the shoreline. The town has many restaurants and bars and all the facilities you need in a coastal resort. There are hotels close to the beach, or you can rent apartments higher up the hill. I enjoyed my time there, the only downside being my hotel was close to a construction site, and there was some noise from that. My final destination was Medano. Recommended by a friend, it is well known for its wind and water sports, kite surfing and windsurfing being very popular. For me, I enjoyed walking out to the Montana Roja, or Red Mountain, an old volcanic cone. It gives a good view of the surrounding desert landscape, with the town nestling against the ocean. I also got a good meal at one of the town's restaurants, sampling Canarian potatoes, a local delicacy. The town is close to the airport, handy for catching a flight out. I had spent a week mainly in the north of the island and away from the resorts of the south, and Tenerife had very much surprised me. Travelling around by bus has been fine, with no issues, though I should really learn some Spanish. There are many things I still like to see, such as the northwest corner and the centre of the island, but that will have to wait for another time.